afternoon, everybody. It's Debbie Evans here, a little earlier than usual. And today I'm going back to the beginning, The Secret Adventures of Rolo, Book 1, Athelstan and the Time Tunnel. And those of you who are familiar with Rolo, my time-travelling Jack Russell, will know that people that accompany him are a couple of little woodland folk. So here's a little bit from the beginning about the woodland folk, who they are and how they help Rolo. They're particularly good at nature and they share their knowledge with Rolo. So this is chapter 3, Rolo meets Athelstan. Dar, I discovered, although no more than 2 inches tall, is a wise old countryman full of goodness, knows how many years, and he is always spouting folklore wisdom. Much of what he knows, I fear, may be lost on the children of today. Certainly the floppy-haired boy doesn't seem to know the names of birds in the garden or trees in the forest. Dar, on the other hand, seems to know exactly what is happening in nature during any given month of the year. Trees, flowers, birds, butterflies, animals, they all follow a set pattern dependent on the weather. And I thought I would share this with you as I learned from the woodland folk, in case you don't know it either. Then all you need to do is take the time to stand still outdoors, away from the town or village you live in, and open your eyes wide and look and listen to the wonder of nature all around you. And throughout the first book, nature notes appear in a sort of handwritten font as told to Rolo. So this is for the month of May. Dar's folklore wisdom for May. Water in May brings bread through all the year. The time when triangular candle shapes of white flowers grace the horse chestnut trees, promising a good crop of conkers in the autumn. Bluebells carpet the woods, bees and butterflies emerge over clover-filled fields, and cow parsley can first be seen lacing the hedgerows. Buttercups, daisies, dandelions, birdsfoot trefoil, celandine, these are all keen to grace our downs and meadows. Apple trees are in full blossom, hinting at delicious autumn fruit harvests to come. If you are very lucky, you might hear a cuckoo, once heard, never forgotten. Swifts and swallows arrive with the promise of summer on their wing. In the tall elm trees, young rooks test their flying equipment, stretching black wings. You might hear a peewit call over pastures, named for the sound it makes. Blackbird, wren, robin, chaffinch, and all manner of birds join the garden choir in fine voice. Meadow browns, chalk-hill blues, small coppers, early butterflies and many moths are seeking the new meadow flowers. Field mice, fox cubs, moles, stoats, water voles, rabbits, hedgehogs and weasels can all be seen by those who go quietly and have keen eyesight. Back to the story. The next morning, as hoped for, the sun peeked around the blackout curtain, and I was surprised that the boy let me out for my morning constitutional. It was usually the smiley lady. After breakfast, he announced that he would take me for my woodland walk. I could hardly wait and was so excited when I saw him fetch my lead from the hook by the front door that I wouldn't sit down to let him fasten it, and when he sat down on the stairs to put his trainers on, I kept jumping on his lap. He buried his face in my fur and I could hear him laughing. This was a great game. He led me down the steps, through the rickety gate. I was pulling and jumping in my excitement. I couldn't wait to be off the lead, and as soon as I was unclipped, away I ran. I had the pink ball in my mouth. I glanced behind him over my shoulder a few times, but he already had his mobile phone out and seemed too preoccupied to be watching me. I seized my chance and dived off under the bushes into the familiar clearing. As I approached the gnarled oak tree, I saw Athelstan take shape and realised he was something quite separate from the tree and seemed to be able to appear at will. The old gatekeeper greeted me with a word I'd not heard before that sounded something like Wes Hale. That's not my name, I'm Rolo. but I kept my thoughts to myself as I didn't wish to appear impolite to this venerable creature. I don't know what sort of mythical creature he was. He looked a bit like a friendly dragon. I bowed my head to the tree guardian, as his manner seemed to command some kind of respect, and as I did so I accidentally dropped the pink ball from my mouth. It rolled between the tree roots and, to my dismay, fell into a hole. I didn't like that at all and immediately went after it, sticking my head down into the dark abyss under the tree. "That's the way, little pup. I thought you were chosen," said Athelstan from his camouflage of bark. To my surprise, the hole at the foot of the tree widened out, and I could see the pink ball nestled on a root just below the woodland floor. I poked my nose in just far enough to reach it, realising I could actually go down the hole if I wanted to. It seemed to be a kind of passageway, and we Jack Russells love tunnelling. "Rolo!" and then a loud whistle. I heard the floppy-haired boy in the distance. He must have noticed that I'd gone missing. I snatched up the pink ball and wriggled backwards from the hole, tail first. I'm just going to share with you Chantal's drawing. No time to explore it now. I had to get back to the wood side of the clearing to keep it secret. Reunited with the floppy-haired boy, we heard an almighty commotion coming from the topmost branches of a nearby ash tree. The floppy-haired boy was pointing and counting the squawking black and white birds. "Morning, my lord, morning, my lord, morning, my lord," he repeated over and over again, greeting each in turn. "Well, I've never seen 7 magpies before, Rolo. I can't even remember what 7 are for." He repeated the traditional rhyme out loud. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, and 4 for a boy. 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret ready to be told. I wondered if this could possibly be something to do with my recent secret discovery in the forest. I kept my wonderings to myself, of course. We went home, and I was rewarded with a biscuit for coming back when the floppy-haired boy called me. Actually, I'd rather have one of his chocolate biscuits. So that explains a little bit about Rolo, the woodland folk, and Athelstan, that mysterious tree dragon. And I'll be back with some more secret adventures of Rolo tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great afternoon.